All right. Welcome back, my regular viewers, listeners, and watchers. And of course, if you happen to be here for the very first time, welcome. Before I go any further, my name is Rahul George, India's premier self hypnosis coach and your personal guide. So, today actually is a very interesting topic for our pod. And just a few minutes ago, I was wrapping up with a program that I've been now attending for a while. And as I was reflecting on how I'm feeling, having already just wrapped up another session, it got me thinking. And it actually reminded me of my own journey, not only as a coach, but more importantly, as someone who's been on this journey of personal transformation now for um, I would say at a conscious level as an adult for definitely well over 2 decades. And, many years ago, I chose to go on this journey. I think for me, consciously, it began somewhere towards the very, very beginning of the 2000s. So this would have been probably between 2001, maybe 2002. And ever since I've constantly been on this journey, been in uh, that spirit, that mind of inquiry, of reflection, of asking myself the hard questions. And obviously when I look back now to you know in reverse order to the origins of this whole journey that I chose to be on, uh, I can definitely say that one, I've been extremely blessed because at every step of the way, I've had some absolutely amazing mentors, teachers, people um, who led and who created that space for me to be able to follow at my pace. And as like I said, the topic for today's pod is all about the literally what it means to be in the space of a role model that is aligned with you, and especially more and more today, someone who is aligned with you spiritually, someone who is aligned with you um, with similar goals, similar ideals, and more importantly, someone who is able to walk that path. Now, at one level, we all are on a different path, and yet, because we are human, we are all on the same path, meaning we all, at the end of the day, we all want the same thing, whether that is peace, love, and harmony, or some variation of that. We all wake awake every morning and we go to bed every night with this intention, right? So, um, keeping that in mind has definitely uh, been the driver for me all these years to keep learning, to keep growing. And in that, ever so often, I have found teachers, I have found mentors, guides, people who have led led me at different points in my journey. And even now, it's like after so many years, I've finally um, allowed myself to go beyond just this quest for knowledge, for learning, but also to be able to blend that um, with really being able to accept and to allow money in its truest sense. Um, it's definitely been a journey for me, and along the way, I've been very blessed to actually find the mentors who were meant for me and who have been meant for me. So today, as I look around, I know, uh, in fact, in a couple of days, I will be doing uh, my my certification in hypnotherapy once again. So for me, that's a reminder that I really am committed to the craft. I'm really committed to wanting to learn, relearn, and keep going deeper and deeper. And in the same breath, I have finally, allowed the power or the deep, the true power of money to be part of my journey, my life. And you may or may not know this, but this has definitely been one of my struggles over the years. It's like, you know, some of us choose one over the other. A lot of people probably in their 20s chose money over everything else, and obviously, have benefited, have kind of um, had a journey because of that. In my case, from pretty much the very beginning, I always chose learning. And interestingly, it's like, so one of the things that we do, and even when I'm working with my clients, one on one, or even in the academy where I'm teaching people in a group, this is one of the aspects that we always look at, which is what are your values, right? For you to have an identity where you say I am so and so, you have certain values that drive that. And for the longest time, money was never one of my top five. It was always about learning. It was always about growing as an individual, as a professional. So in the last couple of years, when I've finally, acknowledged truly the power of the energy that's money, uh, I have definitely seen a huge shift in my own identity, how I look at the world, how people look at me, and it's been fascinating to say the least. And as I said, along the way, I've been able to draw in, attract in, the right kind of mentors who have a similar mindset, who have been through their own journey where they struggled at one point, and then they reached that moment in their lives where they chose, and today they're at a point where, or today they're living a life where they're blending both, where they blend both pretty much every day. So the 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 crux of today's pod is just to remind you that, especially as a digital coach, if you are somebody who is driven with the intention of making a difference in the lives of others, you are on the right track, because the fact that something made you choose to want to be a coach, whether that was consciously or unconsciously, but the point is that you chose to do that. That in itself is huge. And now, when you blend this into truly wanting to acknowledge the role of money, which means things like actually knowing what you want to price your services at, and then being able to offer it to your clients without the guilt, the shame, the awkwardness. Because for most of us growing up, we've been schooled to look at money in a certain way. And definitely, if you happen to be sort of like in the middle of the bell curve, it's like in India we call it the great Indian middle class, right? Whether you're upper or lower doesn't really matter. But if money is something that has been given a certain role in your life, and that's what you've learned, then especially now as a digital coach, this is something that you will constantly be battling until you don't. And I can tell you that I've definitely lived to tell the tale, and as the expression goes. And I know today things are very different. I know how things were 6 months ago, 1 year ago, 2 years ago, 5 years ago. And the key here is, of course, when I chose that I was going to change things around, the main thing is that I stuck with it. And of course, like in any great story, nobody makes it out alone. Nobody does it by themselves. There are always people, there are always your support system that's here to help you. So, if you are somebody who, especially as a digital coach, you've spent a lot of time, a lot of money in building out your business, you've spent money on tools, technology, and mentors, but somehow what's missing, when you look at your bank balance, you're like, something doesn't add up, right? I can definitely tell you that this is that part where there is a block in your own self belief, and rather than focusing on trying to uh, change your negative self belief, um, the missing piece here is when you actually start to focus on building new positive self beliefs, things will shift. I can promise you that. And if you are wondering, okay, how do I do this? I've created a very, very simple path. This is, of course, as I look at it and I look back, this is after 21 years of doing this and being in this space. I have a workshop that I run on Sundays, which is at 11 a.m. It's called Mera Number Ka Aayega. So definitely treat this as an invitation. There's a link. You should be able to see it. Um, you know, at especially on YouTube as a podcast, you should be able to see it at the in the comment section, I think, or the description. In case you don't, you can always message me, and I will definitely share the link with you. Of course, now you will also be able to get the link from my website. And the website is rahulgeorge.com. So I definitely look forward to seeing you on Sunday. And as I said, as digital coaches, nobody makes it out alone. We do this as a group, as a community. And when you have the right kind of mentors that are here to help you, the journey becomes fun as well. So I will be back, of course, again with another pod. Looking forward to seeing you then. Thank you very, very, very much for showing up and watching this, whether you're watching this live or, of course, whether you're watching this later as a recording. So thank you so much. And I look forward to seeing you once again in yet another one. And of course, as always, remember to live with purpose. See you in the next one.